Well, this is further confirmation that the Secret Hideout Kurtzman deals are coming to an end, because if you don't know how it works, Secret Hideout has the license for Star Trek to Paramount and the like, and then they license things out on another alternate direction, and a lot of it's coming due and just ending and being removed from different platforms as it all happens. Now, there's one major tragedy in this, which I'm going to get to, because a lot of people didn't even know this existed, and I still have people on my timeline like, what is this? What are you talking about this? And it's very important, because this is actually the one like bright spot in Star Trek we've seen in a long, long time, and I do want people to actually check it out, because I think it is worthy of your time and worthy of your watch. We'll get to that in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button and join us here as we talk about all things Trek. I am a sci-fi author myself, and this is my Stars Entwined. It is a love letter to Star Trek, guys. It is beautiful science fiction. I made my own universe, and I think if you love Deep Space Nine, if you love Babylon 5, also another one. I know it's not directly Star Trek. I keep saying that, but Babylon 5 is really great. And if you love like the Enterprise incident, like this definitely has a lot of callbacks to things like that. So check it out. It's in the description below. I really hope you'll check it out and read. It's got a 3-book trilogy. I guess all trilogies are 3, right? And it's in here. You can grab it. It's available on ebook, print, and audio. Thanks so much for being here and supporting our channel. It's been great over the last few days. I appreciate all the Trek readers. So, Star Trek TV shows are leaving Netflix Global in January. Yes. So, if you don't know, Paramount Plus doesn't really have Star Trek in international countries. And I actually travel to international countries quite a bit. And you actually then watch these things on Netflix, which gets kind of interesting. Well, it's going to be gone. This is where it's just taking off. And so that means the license agreement ended. And a lot of the license agreements were set to come up this year or next year. We actually had IDW Comics renew their license. What was interesting was, as I have insiders in the comic book industry, they didn't want to give it back to IDW Comics. And IDW was the only one willing to pay for Star Trek at this point. That's how badly Kurtzman has just trashed the brand. Now, obviously, Netflix would love to have the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and the original series, as everybody loves to watch those over and over and over again. But they're trying to pull back those licensing agreements, and actually with Skydance, they probably want to build the Paramount network internationally much more to get those licensing and to actually get people on subscriber bases there rather than actually clip a licensing fee. And that's where this all comes down. Now, like I said, there's one tragedy out of this, and this is not just internationally, but in America too. There's one Star Trek program that is not on Paramount Plus. It is Star Trek Prodigy, and that is only on Netflix right now. So if you don't know how Prodigy came about, there were 2 seasons of it, and was billed as a kiddie show. It was billed as a animated show, of course. And it did the thing that Star Trek tends to do in its animated shows, is actually have a much more robust, cool plot that actually is appealing to adults and kids, which is why the original animated series was such a success too. And as it went through, it really acted as just a hard continuation of Voyager and did very, very well with that. And so as it got, I'd say like the first 3-4 episodes, once you get past those, you are watching real Star Trek again. And it really feels like real. It's the only Kurtzman stuff that is real Star Trek that's out there. And so season 1 went through, and they actually produced season 2, but it was airing on Nickelodeon or whatever. They didn't want it for a second season, so it was gone and sat in limbo for a couple years. Well, Netflix last year stealth released season 2. I mean, it was stealth, but they just popped it up. There was not a lot of advertising for it and the like. And it was fantastic. Like I said, season 2, excellent. It's really full tilt Star Trek. I highly, highly recommend watching this before it goes offline on Netflix if you've not seen it. It's like the only new Trek that I would like to watch again. And that is that's a high compliment, honestly, for the creators there. The people who involved in it were very much Trek fans. It was very much a different situation than a lot of the shows these days where you see in Strange New Worlds and all that, and Discovery and the like, where it's like people who don't actually like Star Trek are creating it and then trying to do something else with it. These are people who actually do enjoy Star Trek and we're actually doing something cool with it. And that's the whole thing. It actually created a fan response, much like the original series. We always try to save Star Trek, right? They were actually taking out planes with Save Prodigy, banners flying behind it, trying to get this going, doing a petition online. It really didn't work, and nothing came out of that, very sadly. So it was one of those things that was like marketed like as a kiddie show. It didn't market the Star Trek elements of it well enough to actually get the fans to notice it too much, and it was really, really sad on this. But like I said, it's going to be coming off the air, and here is Dan and Kevin Hageman. I hope I pronounced that right. These guys are the creators of it, and they're the main primary writers of it, who did an excellent job. These are great Star Trek fans worth following as well. So they said, while the future removal of Star Trek Prodigy on Netflix is disconcerting, it has little to do with the lack of viewership or anything nefarious. Its license for season 1 is up June 24th, and season 2 December 31st. We hold out hope someone will pick it up. The next generation of Trek fans deserve it. Yes, and I 100% agree. This was back from May. They were talking about this. So this is going to be peeling off of Netflix sooner rather than later, which I'm very, very sad about this. So this timing is also very interesting, as Netflix announced that it is purchasing Warner Brothers, while Paramount, the Star Trek Paramount parent company, announced a hostile takeover of Warner Brothers Discovery. I don't think that had much to do with this, but it is interesting timing on that level, because I just think that Paramount's actually gearing up because of what they did with the Skydance bid to build internationally, and I think they're trying to compete harder with Netflix, so they're trying to remove their properties from this. But that's the big deal. Star Trek Prodigy is everything we wanted as Star Trek fans, and I really hope everybody watches it before it goes off the air. I know I have a lot of international fans too. Obviously, this is going to be going off of Netflix, and I assume it's going to be coming back on Paramount very, very soon after this. But this is the end of an era for Star Trek, because this is the timing as well. And if you guys watched my video early on, if you're been a part of this channel for about a month or so, I had a CBS insider talk about how Alex Kurtzman is going to be out in Secret Hideout, and their deal's not going to get renewed at Paramount, because they just know that those guys have trashed the brand so much. And because of that, they're ordered out at the end of the year for all of their filming. So this all has to wrap up. I understand that there is going to be a little bit of a delay. They've been pushing that because that always happens. But they are packing things up. They are removing the sets. They are putting them into storage, and those studios have been rented out by somebody else. We don't know exactly what it is, whether it's the new Star Trek film or something else entirely, but it is rented out. And on that, what I also hear is that Kurtzman has until July with his company to finish up all the post-production on Strange New Worlds Season 5 and, of course, Starfleet Academy Season 2. So we're going to have next year, with Strange New Worlds and Academy going in 2026. Then we'll have a 2027 of that as well. I think the new movie will come in 2028, maybe late 2027 if we're lucky. And we're going to have a new era of Star Trek that's going to be beyond this stuff. But this is, all these licenses are set to expire at the exact same time for a reason, because that way they can, of course, renegotiate things, redo things, and then not have to have these in the future. And who knows? Maybe if we're lucky, there's going to be a whole sort of nobody licenses any Kurtzman Star Trek. And then we can all pretend it doesn't exist together, except for Prodigy, guys. Make sure to grab it and get it on physical media if you can, because you never know if this one's going to come back. For some reason, this is the only one that isn't streaming on Paramount, and it's just kind of weird that they don't have any kind of licensing deal to keep it streaming. Like I said, this is the good stuff that I wish people would find. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things Trek here. Appreciate you being here. And do check out The Stars Entwined. If you like my thoughts on writing and the like on Star Trek, you're really going to love this series. It's in the description below, and I appreciate everybody who supports our channel through this. It's better than merch, I think, right? I mean, a lot of YouTubers sell merch or really push memberships or whatever. I like books. That's just me. I'll talk to you soon.